Hello, this is CJ, and this is the Move Push Men's Group. We're trying to help men form friendships, deeper friendships, and become better men. So this is my third meeting, and I've got three guys on, so we're moving on up. Hello to Paul, Craig, and or
Kevin.
God, Kevin. I was gonna say
Yeah,
Ken, but Kevin. Okay.
that's all right. Yeah.
Uh,
Thanks for doing this, by the way,
yeah,
CJ. Appreciate it.
glad to do it. Kevin, I just met. The other two gentlemen I've known quite a while. So, all right, good to meet new people. And last week we talked a little bit about what, I touched on this. I meant to emphasize it and I didn't. And that's if there's something in your life you want to improve on that you think is important, and it's helpful to have people in your life hold you accountable for such things. And so that's where I want to talk about a little bit about that today. And also emphasize that, online friends like this are better, way better than no friends. And men have a hard time generally starting new friendships. I think they think it's too much like dating. So if you ask
Well,
another
especially,
man to hang out, it's like, what?
I think I'm like most of you guys, where I'm actually in between positions, but I'm a remote worker, so it's
Uh,
at home behind a screen for
yeah,
hours on it. So
exactly. Exactly. And that leads to one of the things I wanted to be held accountable for, and that's the mini workouts I do. I have my regular workouts that I do 6 days a week, and then after workout, I come home, take a shower, and then sit, in front of a computer for 6, 7, 8 hours. So that's not good. That's where our bodies aren't designed to do that. So I break away every hour and a half and do something physical, either whether it's a little mini workout or walk around or do an errand or a chore where I walk over to 7-Eleven or something. But those are the things I'm trying to incorporate into my life, and I've lost a little weight, so I guess it's working a little bit. But I'm trying to get to that visceral fat that's deep in my body, and
same.
yeah, get rid of that. So if anybody wants to talk more about that, I'd be delighted. I've done a lot of research on it, and
I'm interested to hear that there's a 7-Eleven in Thailand.
they're all over the place. There's
Really?
a
They
That's
are
funny.
there's
every
a
place.
Everywhere, huh?
Oh,
there's a
I've been on blocks where they have two Seven
two
Elevens on the same block in
Wow.
Bangkok.
many
Wow.
times.
Unbelievable.
They love their convenience stores here. So,
Yeah.
and there's other kinds
But
too. But
yeah, they're terrific.
yeah,
They're way better than the 7-Elevens in the States. They have
yeah,
amazing, microwave stuff,
hmm
meals.
yeah. I bought a few of those. My girl and I
And
this
oh
morning
yeah.
just bought some kind of egg thing she's taking to lunch. So, or for her lunch today. So, like buying actual food at 7-Eleven. I found some delightful peanut snacks. So, yeah, shout out to them.
Yeah, I like the little sandwiches, the ham and
Mm,
cheese or the
yep,
egg and ham. Toss them in them. They're very tasty. They have some amazing
yeah,
meals.
good stuff. All right.
Well, back to
Well,
what you're saying about the fitness.
hmm
Yeah, I get out. I walk with my dog like 3 miles, probably 6 times a week.
Oh, good for you.
Sometimes seven. But I definitely need to get some strength training, and I know it's always right there, and I really need to be held accountable to do 2, 3 times a week some strength training. So
Well, that's the push and the move push title of the group, and that a lot of people do what you do, and that's way better than nothing.
Mhm.
But yeah, you got to incorporate some resistance training in there,
Yeah.
especially at middle age and past. Gotta
I did make it a ruck today. I just got back. I did throw a 20 pound backpack on, and I got to get back to the weight vest too. That's always good too. But in addition, I need to do
mhm,
even just body weight, just
sure.
push-ups,
Push-ups,
pull-ups.
sit-ups. That's what I do for my mini workouts. Is I have some bands too, but um,
But
yeah.
what's resistance
That's
workouts?
generally where you're pushing against something. the most obvious is weights, dumbbells, the machines, things like that. But,
Oh,
in the same category is going to be push-ups, sit-ups, using your own body weight as the resistance. So
oh,
that's
okay.
that's important.
Pull-ups, dips. Yeah, that's good stuff.
Yeah, and what
Squats.
happens is a lot of people, you know, especially older men, don't do that anymore. They think, I don't need to do that anymore. And that's not true. So
Well, I'm just the opposite. I never did any of that until I was like
all right.
78, I guess. And
Really?
then when they referred me to the cardiologist, I said,
Uh-huh.
uh-oh, I better start thinking about this. So I started
Yeah.
walking and then I started doing stairs.
Mm,
I was
that's
doing
good.
like
That's
Stairs are
6
great.
flights
resistance.
a day. And then my knees started bothering me again. So then
Mm,
now I do like calisthenics,
yeah, there
mostly
you
for
go.
legs. I
Yeah, I
read
do a
that
lot
the
of
legs are the
squats
most
and
important.
leg lifts and things like that for also balance, which, you know,
Yeah.
I had a mini stroke about 2 years ago and my balance is slightly off, so I have to think about it. It's not something that's automatic anymore. All right.
Well, I have a cousin that broke his hip 3 times. So
All right. Well,
that
Kevin, you
was
mentioned
my thing
resistance
too, was
training.
balance.
Yeah, okay. Kevin, you mentioned resistance training. Do you have anything specific in mind, or do you need to work on that?
No, just like I said, some pull-ups, push-ups, dips, mostly body weight stuff.
Okay.
So it's just a matter of hunkering down and actually doing it. So
All right. Well, if you join us again next week, I'll ask you about it. So
that's it. Okay. Thank you.
I'll make a note of it. Kevin D. Resistance training. Okay. And
So how are things
Craig.
down under, Craig?
Yeah. Well, he's not quite.
Sorry, what was that?
I said, how are things down under?
Well, it's a nice sunny day today. Getting a bit cool
You
because we're
guys,
heading into winter.
you guys seeing fuel shortages yet?
Oh yeah, not shortages, but the price is going up.
Hmm.
But we've always paid a lot more than the States for fuel anyway.
Yeah,
Um,
Guys
yeah.
pay per liter.
we're about over $3 a litre at the moment.
Uh,
Hmm.
Was about 2.25 before the war.
Yeah, all the truck drivers here are crying uncle already.
Hmm.
So far, no shortage, but
Whereabouts are you?
Angeles City, Philippines.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Hmm. Kevin's our only American, at least who lives in the States.
yeah.
All right. Let's see. Is there anything? Well, I was going to tell you about some of the fruits of our last call, and Frank was on. He's an orthodontist, also in Southern California, and we talked a little bit about my health situation with sleep apnea, and we were on for about an hour. So I'm not sure if that call happens if he didn't join last week. So that was useful. And then another person who joined named Oliver, who's got a family obligation today and can't join, but he's a big crypto trader. He and I talked for about half an hour or so about what he's doing with his algorithms and things like that. I do mostly manual trading, but he likes to do auto trading. So those were a couple connections with people I knew but hadn't spoken to, like this in a long time. So that was useful to me anyway. So one of the goals I'd
Yeah,
like to see is you guys to join the Telegram group and then message each other if you need to talk about something.
I couldn't get on last week. It wanted some kind of code, but then now I have a regular link, so
Okay.
it works,
Um,
obviously.
yeah. I wonder if you sign into Zoom first and then join if you need the code anymore. I'm not sure because the code should be
I
built in
just
the
clicked the
link.
link and came right in.
All right.
Do what?
It should. I thought the code was built in the link, but maybe not.
Well,
Someone else,
now
do
it
we need
is.
a invite or something for Telegram?
Yeah. If you have a Telegram
Certainly me.
handle, put that in the chat for this group. I'll grab it and add you.
Okay. Just look it up.
Probably have to add you as a contact first. But, all right. So who's got Craig, you've been unusually quiet, so I'm gonna pick on you a little bit. What's going on with you? Mhm.
Oh well, yeah, I'm a bit quiet because I had surgery this morning. I had a toenail removed, a
Oh
large
wow.
toenail.
Ooh,
So yeah, permanently.
that sounds unpleasant.
Well, yeah, it was uncomfortable anyway, so hopefully it's a better outcome.
Mm, yeah. Okay.
But
So,
the interesting part about it was that there's a university clinic near me which I go to get their stuff because it's a lot cheaper.
mhm.
So I was in there having it done. It was actually being operated on by a couple of students with about another 10 watching on.
Oh my. That would be a little daunting. Yeah.
But the supervising specialist, whatever he was really good.
Mm.
Yeah.
So,
So in a way,
Hey,
that's sort of me dealing with some of my health issues that I've been avoiding. So
mhm.
that was I had a lot of trouble with it during COVID, and it's never really come right. It had sort of curled, and it was almost impossible to cut, and it was very thick and always uncomfortable because it was under pressure all the time.
Mm.
So actually getting around and doing it is actually a very positive thing.
All right.
I've been finding that too. My toenails are starting to curl, but I get a manicure, pedicure here every once a month, and it's like $4, so
Oh,
makes it
okay.
easy.
Yeah, well, the place
Yeah.
I go to, which is the university teaching clinic, it's $40 to have it done. And and I don't know what it would be if I went to a specialist, well, a whatever they're called,
Mm.
people who cut, do toenail podiatrist.
Right.
Outside that,
Podiatrist.
yeah.
When I was in Miami a couple months ago, I went to a regular salon and asked for a mani pedi, and they said $75. I almost
Jeez.
choked. I
Mhm.
couldn't believe it.
Did you still do it?
No, fuck no.
Yeah, well, that's my problem. It's just too expensive. But the trouble is, I just can't get down and do it satisfactorily anymore.
Mm.
Plus, it's not just a matter of cutting your nails because they need thinning and all sorts of things as well. So, thing you younger guys
Yeah,
look forward to.
Yeah, my
that's
dad
where I
has
didn't
it.
want a happy ending. I was just looking for a manicure and pedicure. But
Mm.
the haircut there is $45. And
Yeah.
here I pay $6.
Mm.
Yeah, I
So
take my dad to the podiatrist every other month for that type of thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Kevin,
well, your dad is probably
you probably noticed these other two attendees are a bit older. How old are you?
I'll be 57 next month.
Okay, you and I are pretty close, but mm, I'm wondering if my walking is helping, which is something I've done for many years. After I quit playing basketball 10 years ago,
Oh
I've been
yeah.
walking ever since, and my feet are in good shape, from what I can tell.
I had to quit playing basketball too. I think it was over 10 years ago the last time I tried, and I swore to myself I was only going to shoot around. I was just going to shoot a couple baskets by myself. And, of course, there were 9 guys at the next, come
Oh
on, we need one more guy. And I
no.
was like, all right. And then the next day I couldn't walk, and I was like, never again. It's just not worth it anymore. As much as
We,
I enjoyed it, it's the
yeah,
day after is just, it costs too much.
I loved it. I loved playing pickup basketball games, and what happened with me is my I just wasn't as good anymore. I had a hard time, catching the ball in traffic and making a shot near their basket. And then I'd have serious back pain after low back pain after the games. And after I quit, a week later, my back pain was gone. It's like, well, I probably should have done this a long time ago.
Yeah.
But I do miss it.
How
Uh,
old are you, Craig?
70.
hmm,
Oh, I'm the old man in the group,
yeah,
81.
You're
81.
looking excellent for that age. I was
Yeah,
quite
Absolutely.
impressed when you said that.
I'm annoyed
Yeah.
with
I,
how
you
thin
know,
you are.
I've been a junk food junkie all my life
Wow.
until I came here. I came on vacation and got locked in.
Hmm.
And then for 4 years, I had a young girlfriend who cooked dinner every night with real food. So, it's real genes. I got good genes, I guess. I got my
Hmm.
mother's genes. My father died at 60. My uncle died at 60. I figured I was dead at 60. And then
Hmm.
I woke up. I said, oh shit, what am I going to do now? Couldn't live in America on my Social Security.
Yeah,
Mm.
So,
that's why I'm here.
Just cost of living.
Yeah, it's Paul and I have similar experiences. It's just like here in Thailand, especially farther away from the big city where I am, most items here are half to a third of what they cost in the US or New Zealand where Craig is. Um, it's really cool. But then, my girl seems to find ways to spend my money. So
Oh, they're good at that.
yeah, I can't really say I'm out ahead that much yet, but we'll see.
Were you guys affiliated with Keith D, I guess? Um, uh, I just see him on YouTube. I don't know if I'm trying to remember how I got on your list originally for the trading.
Well, most people who are on my list were with Altcoin Alert or
Oh, Altcoin Alert. Okay, yes, that's
Crypt
what it was.
Nation at some point. So
Okay, yeah, yeah. Thank
yeah,
you for
and
reminding me.
Altcoin Alert. I did two
Bryce,
Zoom
right?
calls
Was
a
it
week
Bryce?
talking about that program, and yeah, Bryce, and they decided I was a liability problem.
Oh,
So
okay.
they said, please don't do
I'm
that
not with
anymore.
them
I went,
anymore either.
okay.
But you like it in
what
Thailand?
Yeah, I like it. I kind of miss the US. I have family there, and things just, work better there. Paul, what do you think about the what some expats talk about, the death of 1,000 or million cuts or something like that, where just little things don't work so well and then it accumulates and then you just get fed up and you want to leave? Have you gone through that much or?
uh, no, I've always had kind of a weird life.
Mm,
Was working in real estate and then the film business. So I traveled and I kind of just say, why ask why?
mm,
Yeah, it's incredibly annoying. The most stupid things. I'm applying for a permanent visa. I needed
mm,
a NBI clearance, which is like a police clearance. I go in, the office is totally empty. There's 3 guys there, and they wouldn't do anything. Had to go online and make an appointment, which was like 2 weeks down the line, just to go in and fill out a form. And I had to pay a minimal fee, which I couldn't pay there. I had to go to a 7-Eleven,
mm,
and of course, there were no 7-Elevens there.
The only
So I had to
place where
come
there
back
isn't one.
home. Right. Yeah. I used to be able to go to a local um, shopping mall,
Hmm,
but one of the guys there was doing a lot of shit under the table.
hmm,
And so they said, no, all foreigners have to go to this, one central place.
hmm.
So, and then the NBI clearance used to take maybe a week. But after I did everything there, then they said, yeah, well, May 15th, which was like a month and a half down the road. So, but it's like, it is what it is.
How long you been in the
I have
Philippines?
I came here on vacation in just before COVID, and
Okay.
then I was here a week, and then things started to lock down. So was living in a hotel. I said, I better start looking at apartments and pull the trigger, rented an apartment. The next day I loaded up on food because I was living in Florida before that. So I figured, hurricane preparations, load up
Yeah.
with food. And then the next day I went out and bought pots and pans. And the third day I went out to buy more linens. And it was, I'm sorry, sir, but you cannot leave the building. It
Oh,
is locked down.
Mm.
wow.
So, and I was locked in for about 7 months, but I picked the perfect building. It's got a pool bar, it's got a pool, and you can't see it from the outside. So we were roaring, having group barbecues, and it was the best time. I changed my fucking life completely. I'm 77 years old. In 2 weeks, I had two hookers living with me, and by the end of the month, I had four girls living with me, and it was like, holy crap! Whoever thought at this stage of my life, you know?
Yeah, Paul has some
So,
entertaining stories. So, Paul, this is recorded. I'm not sure how much detail you want to go into, but I am
I'm
willing
glad I
to
changed my.
stop the recording, and then you can tell your story if you want to, and then I can restart
I'm
the
glad
recording.
I changed my name. In the beginning of the crypto, I had my real name up there for the longest time because I couldn't figure out how to change it.
Mm, yeah,
Oh shit.
yeah,
Well, listen, my age, I'm allowed to do whatever I feel like. All right, I
Absolutely.
can
yeah. Paul's
clean up my conversation too. I forgot recordings.
I don't know if anybody actually, watches them. I hope they do, but we'll see if we can get
But
our,
they
our.
live forever, you know.
They do. You're forever on the internet. That's true. That
And with
actually
AI, yeah.
yeah, it kind of shocks me what people do online sometimes. Like, you did that?
Yeah.
Wow.
Immortalized.
Yep. Yeah.
Well, I'm not ashamed of it. It's one of the high points of my life.
Yeah, it is helpful to go through life with no shame. So,
Yeah.
okay, what else did I want to touch on today? I talked about Frank and Oliver, and we talked about online friends and accountability. Kevin is going to work out a system and get back to us next week. Do Craig and Paul have anything they want to improve in their lives that they would like our help to hold them accountable?
Not that I want recorded for posterity forever. It's, that's a real downside that, now that you mention it, to think, oh, this is recorded. It's not just the group, it's open
It's the
to
accountability.
the world.
Well, what I wanted to emphasize, I touched on it, I think, in my intro video. And Kevin, I don't know if you saw that, but I do a 7-minute video on what I want to accomplish with this group. I've kind of said most of it already, so I don't know if you really need to watch it. But as far as accountability, exercise I've talked about already, diet a little bit, and sleep is important. I think a lot of times as men, where we get cocky about how little sleep we can survive on, that's not healthy. So I think it's important to do that. And I have sleep apnea, which is why I talked to Frank about it last week. And then financial success as well. We haven't gone any details on that yet, but I would like to get into that at some point if you guys are comfortable in talking about it, on what we do for a living, how we're doing it, what we can do to improve. And the more free we can be financially, I think the more useful we can be to other people, our families, and ourselves. So, you know, Craig and I are remote employees of a crypto startup. Paul's retired. Kevin, what do you do for a living?
I'm a network engineer, data center, but like I said, my entire team was let go March 27th. So
Hmm.
this is my
Ooh,
fifth week being unemployed, and
Oh,
I'm
okay.
looking for a new gig. Hopefully, I'm looking to stay remote. I know a lot of on-site and hybrid stuff is popping up, and I'm really just holding out for that right remote position again. Yeah, it's rough because I enjoyed my job. I worked for BT, so I worked for a British company.
Hmm.
Uh, so I'd been there over 20 years. So I
wow.
had a good amount of time off, had like 7 weeks a year time off, decent salary and working remote. It's been over a decade that I've been working remote, and yeah, I really don't want to go back
Cool.
to into an office.
Yeah, this working remote thing, it's hard to go back to an office after you've done this.
Yeah,
I
it
mean, I,
really
I I
is.
love it too. So um,
Yeah.
it's created a few
So,
other problems, but overall, I really like it. So.
Yeah.
I've got a question for you. How are you finding the AI affecting your industry?
In mine,
Job-wise, I mean, job-wise.
well, BT is a behemoth, so they're rather slow. So they're rather slow to adopt new technologies. I wasn't seeing it as much within BT. I do see it now looking at new positions. And plus, I mean, I have an interest because it is prevalent everywhere. So I have an interest. I'm getting my Mac Mini delivered, I think, this weekend. So I'm going to start playing around with some agentic stuff. But I am also very leery of it. So I'm going to be looking at some safeguards. Very, I'll be very conservative with giving it access to my files and email and stuff. I'll probably have it on its own network segment, firewalled off. I'm not an early adopter, and so I'd like to see things develop, but I like to I like to let other people break things and then um, go around. So
I was thinking more in the way of it taking over jobs and like, is that a part of the difficulty of getting another job because less people are required?
I don't, I can't say one way or the other really, because like I said, I didn't see it in BT, and I do see a lot of jobs. It's just that like right now that most of them are on-site or hybrid, and I'm really holding out for remote. I mean, I have run into AI screening before you even can get to an interview. You have to run through a semi-interview with an AI agent. But as far as my work goes, I'm sure it will be able to do some. But I think what it is it'll do some of the more basic things. I mean, it's great at pattern recognition, right? And it'll be able to do some of those things. But a lot of what I did was um, bespoke. So a lot of the troubleshooting. Um,
Yeah.
so I mean, there'll definitely be some things that it will do. Um, and it may do everything eventually. I don't know. I guess it all depends on how good it gets. Yeah, I
Yeah,
guess.
there was a company in New Zealand that developed or the company developed a system for doing legal research.
Mhm.
And that takes away a lot of the legal executives and the lower level lawyers.
Yeah.
And apparently that system is they've now moved the company to California and it's um it's doing really well, but it's going to take out a lot of the entry level positions.
Yeah.
And
A lot of
the
research
same thing's
probably.
happening in accounting, like all the accounting software that's available now is, doing a lot of the basic legwork stuff, and it's happening in the medical industry and diagnosis and
Yeah.
in a whole lot of places. And the danger I see is that you're not going to have the younger, or not the younger, the inexperienced people coming through and getting their experience. And so then down the track, we're going to have a shortage of, the top end people that need to actually do the work at the end of the day.
Yeah. Yeah. That's how you learn, right? By doing, right? That's how
So,
you
yeah,
learn.
and coming
Yeah.
up through the process. Yeah.
Yeah. But those, I come back
What
to the safeguards because, like you mentioned, law firms and stuff, like they have to be very careful because you don't want anything on the cloud. You could really damage your reputation if any of your client information got out. So they need to be running like locally, stuff like that. And I mean, I was just reading. My wife actually sent me earlier today an article about a company. I think it was like a car rental company, and yeah, AI deleted all their code and the backups too. So these like these horror
oh,
stories
shit.
that's why I'm like very much
Mm.
like I need to have safeguards in place and yeah, be really careful, and not just give it access to everything and say, hey, go to it, because that can be dangerous.
Mm.
Why
Yeah,
did they
I haven't
let
gone anywhere near there yet. All I've done so far is use it to rewrite a few statements for like Telegram groups like this,
Yeah.
Yeah.
But boy, you give it your statement, it's amazing what it comes back with.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah. I
why
gave
did they let the whole team go? I just thought maybe it
I
was
a
AI.
lot of a lot of it, I think, is the geopolitical climate we're in because BT did this whole separation of the UK business and everything outside and called it BT International. And because I'm in the States, my team was in the States, although we worked on all the UK data centers, which was great for them because we were out of hours, especially me. I'm 8 hours behind them. So I was doing all stuff during their night and evening. But they decided they didn't want anyone outside of the UK working on those UK networks. We got a new CEO earlier in the like late last year, and this is what she decided she wanted, the direction. And again, I think it's a lot to do with geopolitical, bringing stuff, isolationism, is going
Right.
on a lot. So I think it has a lot to do with that myself.
There's
So
a guy here who's doing a lot of stuff with AI. He had like a call center, and he sort of just immersed himself for the last 6 months in it. And he said he's got three separate computers. He said the one thing you don't want to do is hook up these AI robots. There's another name for them,
agents.
agents, where they have access to your basic computer. So he's
Right.
got three completely isolated, and he said he'll find them talking to each other.
Yeah.
So, it's getting, and I just sort of, my feeling is there isn't anything now I see on the net that I can believe.
Right.
But I saw an interesting thing of three agents, and they were talking to each other, and then they decided to switch into like a machine only language
Yeah, they have their
where
own
the
language.
agent started in English, and then they said, well, let's switch. And then all of a sudden the humans were cut out of the conversation. Whether it's real or not, I don't know. I have read about it, but
Yeah. No, it is real. They do have their own language. Yeah.
Mm.
So
I'm
so
glad
is
I'm
this
on my
is
way
this
out.
is this Skynet and Terminator, is it?
Oh,
Yes.
absolutely. Absolutely.
Skynet.
Yeah.
I saw
Yeah.
it was funny, my wife and I 2 weeks ago, a movie theater in town does throwbacks, and we saw the original Matrix in the theater. So that was fun.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's a great movie.
Someone wrote once, what was it? Terminator's the present and Matrix is the future. They were like, it's the same story, but one's past and present. So it's pretty interesting.
Mm.
You have any kids?
Yeah, I have four kids, grown. They're my oldest will be 30 later this year. I can't even believe it.
Hmm.
I have three boys, and then my girl, she's the youngest. She'll be 23 in August. So yeah, she's going on heading off to university in September. So she had been doing community college, so she had got her associate's degree, and yeah, so going into
Yeah,
electrical engineering.
they're the ones I worry about. Jeez.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, my daughter's 26, but she's a speech pathologist. I think she'll keep her job, but what about her future? I don't know.
yeah.
Yeah. Well,
Plumbers and
speaking,
electricians, I guess, will be the last ones to be replaced.
yeah, yeah, the workers who do the skilled manual labor. Yeah,
The plumbers.
yeah.
We're always going to need
Yeah,
plumbers.
Always need plumbers, HVAC.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's interesting because my son, he's about 23, I think, and he's an electrician, and he was tossing up whether to go to university and do a electrical engineering degree or become a real electrician, and he chose the electrician path with the degree option as something he might do later because he can fund it with the work. But he just made the right choice, I think, because he's finished his apprenticeship. He's looking at buying a house. He hasn't got any debt,
Good for him.
and
Yeah.
yeah,
I tell any young person who'll listen, unless what you want to do requires a degree, don't go. Don't go to college. It's not useful.
yep.
yeah. There's been a whole push from academia to make an industry out of it, and there's lots and lots of kids that would do far better not going to college
Yeah.
or as we call it, university. Um, they all they do is create a whole lot of debt.
And
Yeah.
useless degrees.
Yeah, yeah, they don't get them jobs
Art
anyway.
history.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was watching something recently, and the guy made a good case that in America, any kid who becomes like an electrician or a plumber or a skilled labor thing like that, within 5 years could have $1 million business.
Hmm.
They do their apprenticeship, they get their master's, they open up their own shop or buy a shop from a guy retiring. And within 5 years, you can have $1 million income.
Wow.
Yeah, well, there in New Zealand there was a study done by I think it was the trades organisations that support the trades, and they compared an apprentice to a graduate, and financially, and apparently it takes up until about mid-30s or early 40s, the apprentice is way ahead financially.
Yeah.
The trade worker until the graduate gradually gets up the chain and starts to earn some decent money. But by then the plumbers, he's got his house, he's got his fancy truck, he's got his boat, he's got his toys, and he's living life.
Hmm.
And the graduates are only just getting out of debt.
Yeah, and not everybody makes it up the ladder.
Yeah, well, and there is that too. Yeah. Yeah.
I mean,
So
even if you're a crappy plumber, you can, no pun intended, but still make a living.
well, I in my former life I was a teacher, and I was a trades teacher. Like I was a metalwork, woodwork teacher. So I came up through the trades myself. And it was amazing how we were looked down on from the academic teachers, because we didn't have degrees.
Yeah, well, that was a big mistake. Yeah, when I was growing up, they had shop and all that stuff.
And the thing that really annoyed me is we got into trouble for encouraging kids to get apprenticeships. You know, you get to encourage them all to go to university.
Hmm.
The pipeline.
Well, it's a new world
Yep.
now.
Yeah. Learn to be a worker.
Amen. Well, in the chat, I added a reference to something close to my heart, changing the subject here a little bit. The Netflix documentary Live to 100, Secret of the Blue Zones. And that documentary, it's 4 parts, doesn't take that long to watch, but it talks about uh, characteristics common to societies where people live a long time. And at my advanced age of 61, I'm very interested in longevity. So
Did you put
sharing this
that
with you guys.
in the Zoom chat
I,
or in the
Yeah, I
Telegram
see
chat?
it.
well, yeah, it's in the Zoom chat. I just
Can you
copied it.
put it in the Telegram chat? Because once the Zoom's finished, we can't access that.
That's true. I've put it, but it's on my my intro video too.
Oh,
I
okay.
don't know if you watched it, but it should be in the pinned comment or description or something there.
Yeah, I did
But
watch it.
you have a good idea too. No, I can't find my chat. I have too many chats. All right, there we go. And it's in the Telegram now. All right, good idea, Craig. We are at about 45 minutes, and I like to keep this to an hour. So anything else you guys want to talk about? I've covered what I wanted to. If
Nothing for
not,
me.
No,
we'll wrap it up here. I really appreciate you gentlemen joining me, and we had a pretty lively conversation. And we have some things in common, some things not. Seems like a pretty good group. So if you have a friend or two you think might benefit from this, don't be shy about sharing it. And we'll go from there. We'll see you guys in a week or so.
Sounds good. Thanks
All
again for
right.
putting this
Thanks,
together,
Gab.
CJ.
all righty.
Appreciate it. Bye.
Thanks.
Bye.
Bye.